Day 2 of the National Skills Competition Ongwe Diva 2023, and we are coming to you live right here from Ongwe Diva in the Oshana region. I'm Ilagoshita Tala, and this is the Skills Update. Now today we will continue profiling and also bringing you the technical and vocational careers through the 180 competitors that will be participating in the 14 skill areas represented here. Now we will also unpack the importance of TVET skills and how these skills will aid and also grow the country's local economy and general economic opportunities. Now this afternoon I will be speaking to the chairperson of the NSCO 2023 Steering Committee, that is Mr. Tobias Nambala, and he will be giving us an overview of the National Skills Competition thus far. Additionally, I'll also be speaking to Katrina Newaka, who is a TVET advocacy specialist and the NSCO 2023 Conference Committee member. And not to forget my colleagues who are on the ground, that is Emil Sebeb as well as Selima Henok. Now they are on the competition floor once again this afternoon, and they will be engaging various workshop heads about their various skill sets. Now please stay tuned, relax as we take a look at the highlights from what has been happening here at the National Skills Competition Ongwe Diva 2023. Welcome back. This is the Skills Update, and we are coming to you live from the Ongwe Diva Trade Fair Center right here in the mighty Oshana region. Now, today we are speaking to Tobias Nambala, who is the head of the TVET regulations and also the chairperson of the Steering Committee of the National Skills Competition, to give us an overview of the competition thus far. Mr. Nambala, good afternoon, and thank you so much for being here this afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Now, I mentioned in my introduction when we started the program that today is competition day 2. We went through a whole day filled with so many activities yesterday. How was it?
It was great. It was the beginning of greater stuff.
Yeah.
We have competitors that are very excited to be here. Our competitors have most definitely been preparing for these days. Since yesterday, they have started setting the ground. We have started already with our test questions and the different assessment methodologies. So they are on the ground, and everybody is actually on target.
All right, and let's talk about the visitors that have been coming to the Trade Center to find out about what's happening and also to learn more about the TVET competitions and programs that are being exhibited here. How has the visitation been so far?
As the chairperson, I'm very happy. I'm satisfied with the kind of coverage, with the visitation that we have been having. We have received kids from different schools. We've had guided tours, and these guided tours have really been instrumental in ensuring that the people in the region understands what is happening behind the scene, and they would then be here to witness and observe what the trainees and what the competitors are doing in the competition.
Yeah. Could you please highlight to us some of the skills and competitions that took place yesterday? Some of the skills as well as the competitions that took place yesterday, and also what is set to continue today and the week going forward?
Well, as of yesterday, we have started with our assessment. Each and every competitor is given a task to do, and they are then put in their own workstations, and those workstations will continue, and those assessments will continue for the next up to Friday. So meaning that between today and Friday, you will see competitors working independently, doing their own thing, and then answering to the required set questions.
Yeah. Has there been any challenges that the committee has been experiencing with the NACO 2023?
We've had various challenges, but fortunately, we have actually cleared up those challenges before the competition started.
Okay.
Yes.
So right now, everything is going smoothly?
Right now, all systems are a go.
Yeah.
And we are just looking forward to the presentations by the competitors.
Yeah. To our viewers who have not been here so far and would like to come and visit the NSCO 2023, what are the opening and closing times? What time are they supposed to be here, or are they allowed to be here?
They should be here anytime from 8 o'clock and up to 5 o'clock.
All right.
Yes. But then we also have on the side a TVET conference. The TVET conference is actually a platform where we are unlocking a lot of challenges within the TVET sector, within looking at the graduate and unemployment issues, how to cover the unemployment gap in the country. So we have a lot of speakers that are lined up for that. So please, they should come along, and it's also opening from 8 o'clock, and we are finishing at 5 o'clock.
All right. So the general public is welcome to attend the conference as well.
The general public is welcome to attend the conference, so that they can have some take-home messages.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Ndambala. All the best to the rest of the week.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, that was Tobias Ndambala, who is the chairperson of the NSCO 2023 Steering Committee, and he was just giving us an overview of the competition that started yesterday and is set to end later this week. Let's take a look at the following insert.
Visit the Namwater HRDC stand at the National Skills Competition in Ongwe Diva, Queen's Hall, stalls 11 and 13. Discover your potential with us by getting your 2024 intake application form at our stand. Namwater HRDC, empowering futures through vocational training. Visit the Namwater HRDC stand at the National Skills Competition in Ongwe Diva, Queen's Hall, stalls 11 and 13. Discover your potential with us by getting your 2024 intake application form at our stand. Namwater HRDC, empowering futures through vocational training. Visit the
So we are standing here at the stand of mechatronics I mean, the competition started yesterday, and the competitors have been hard at work. So I was trying to understand what mechatronics is all about, and the chief expert explained to me earlier, and I just want him to also do that so that the audience can also have an understanding of what mechatronics is all about. So I'm joined by Valitel Demwimba. He's the chief expert at this stand. Briefly, just tell us what mechatronics is all about.
Hello everybody, welcome to Mechatronics workshop. Mechatronics is about industrial automation, and that's what we're busy here. So the competitors are going to commission and program an industrial simulation of an industrial situation, as you can see on the background.
You gave me an example of what to picture when I think of mechatronics earlier. Can you also just tell the audience that?
I always refer everybody to our favorite drink. Mechatronic is what exactly happened in the breweries. If you go to the Namibian brewery, AB InBev, that's the same exact situation you are going to find in those breweries.
And also just briefly tell us how the competition has been going so far with the competitors.
So far so good, but we have been experiencing few challenges in terms of the readiness of these competitors. Mind you, we don't have mechatronics in any of our curriculum. So these competitors are they're borrowed from different disciplines, mechanical, electrical. So when they come and find these systems, it was a bit overwhelming for them, but I'm really proud of them now because they are adopting very, very nicely.
So they have been learning from scratch, per se?
We have been learning. I've been responsible for training all of them, but we have been using simulation, something a bit different from this equipment here. But they are making me proud right now.
And going forward, you sure that, of course, they will deliver in terms of making sure that they win, right?
That's what I'm 100% sure, and I'm very confident.
Thank you so much. Of course, we're just talking to Vatilen, which just gave us a brief of what mechatronics is all about. So we'll also be visiting other workshops just to get a feel of what is going on at their workshop. So it's back to Elau.
Thank you so much, Selima. I think just myself and the viewers have learned quite a lot about mechatronics, and it is interesting to see what exactly is happening there, and then making reference to what happens or the products that the favorite drink that is brewed in breweries. So let's take a look at the following inset, and we'll continue with the rest of the proceedings of this Skills Update program.
My name is Winif Kotsia. I'm currently doing automotive mechatronics at Valambola VTC. I'm a level 2 student. I started last year. This year I'm finishing. I grew up with automotive mechanics. I started building engines at a very young age with my brother and my father. And then I wanted to pursue a career in automotive mechanics. When we came here, we got the application for WorldSkills. That was the first time I heard about it. So I signed up for it, and I passed the theory test and I passed the practical test, and here I am now competing nationally. During training, I learned new skills, like using this, and every day you learn something new in automotive.
This division deals with training in automotive vehicles, from a lawnmower up to the biggest, except the aeroplane. At this moment in automotive, we have only one competitor who's now partaking in this competition, but he is ready. He is ready to take the challenge. Looking at what vocational education have contributed a lot in terms of economic, because our graduates, they are in the position to start up with their own business. So to say, the vocational education, it's a way to go, and it must not be the least option or the last option to our kids. So we must look at that this education, our vocational education, is the most important education.
I will do my best and stay calm and concentrate. I'm ready for the national skills. Are you ready for the national skills?
Welcome back. This is day 2 of the National Skills Competition Ongwediva 2023, and we are coming to you live from the mighty Oshana region. Now, day 2 does not only mean that this is day 2 of the competition that we've been discussing and my colleague Selima touched on earlier. It's also day 2 of the conference that is underway here. There is a skills conference that is being held under the theme Youth Development Empowerment, Creating Opportunities and Bridging the Unemployment Gap. Now, Katrina Newaka, who is the TVET Advocacy Specialist, as well as the NSCO 2023 Skills Conference Committee member, now joins me for a brief review of the conference, as well as to unpack some of the points of discussion at day 2 of the conference. Well, good afternoon, Ms. Newaka. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon.
Good afternoon, Elago. Thank you for having me.
Can you please talk to me about some of the topics that will be discussed or are lined up for the Skills Conference today?
All right, thank you for the question. Perhaps I should just give context about World Skills.
Yeah, sure.
World Skills is a division of the Namibia Training Authority, where with a mandate to promote skills excellence and skills development through the hosting of national skills competitions, such as the one that we are currently hosting at the Ongwediva Trade Fair, where we encourage young people to come and explore career options in TVET. In terms of the components of the National Skills Competition, we have 3 components. The first being the core of the competition, which is the TVET competitions, where young people from different regions come and compete against each other in the 14 skills areas that were identified. And then we have the second component, which is the TVET conference, and I'll elaborate more on the TVET conference during the interviews.
Yeah.
The third component is the career exhibition, where we've invited schools to come and to bring their learners to the exhibition so that they get a demonstration of what TVET is all about.
That explains why we've been seeing so many learners walking around the exhibition hall and competition floors. All right, now let's talk about the conference. Please elaborate on that further and also just explain to us what is up for discussion today.
All right, about the conference, Elago, you've mentioned that our theme is about unemployment, specifically youth development, empowerment, and creating opportunities, bridging the unemployment gap. We are all aware that our nation is facing the unemployment challenge, the unemployment gap, and a lot of young people are going through that challenge. So that actually inspired our theme for this year on the conference. We have quite a number of young people taking part in the conference this year, being the main target for the conference. We invited a lot of industry captains to also come and share their experiences with these young people so that they can learn and see how they can overcome these challenges. The conference specifically focuses on four areas, that being opportunities in the emerging sector, and secondly we have embracing fourth industrial revolution for youth development acceleration. The third is on aid and funding for employment strengthening TVET graduates prospects, and we have quite a number of banks such as Agribank, Bank Venduk lined up giving presentations on that and sharing the opportunities to the youth specifically on funding and aid. And then the last theme is on nurturing entrepreneurial mindsets, TVET's role in job creation and innovation. So those are the four main themes that we are focusing on. The conference officially opened yesterday, and today we are on day 2 where we continue with these presentations. We also then have discussion sessions where we open up for discussions for young people to have a Q&A sessions engaging our industry experts on specific questions.
I was actually wondering if there will be an opportunity for young people to engage the experts that are going to conduct these discussions, but you having mentioned that, it's a great thing. Yeah. Yes,
Elago, I've mentioned that the conference officially opened yesterday, and it was the keynote address was done by our Deputy Minister of Higher Education, Honorable Natalia Goagoses. We had quite a number of speakers lined up on day 1. We had a discussion on preliminary data outlook by our research manager, Mr. Indongo. And then we also benchmark with South Africa's performance when it comes to TVET, where we had Dr. Deborah Marchart talk about impact evaluation tools of South Africa's wholesale and retail sector education and training authority. We then had discussions with about 28 youth from our 14 regions sharing their experiences, their businesses that they are running, and the challenges that they are facing. And we had Mr. Progress Kashandula, the CEO of Namibia Biomass Industry Group, where he was presenting about employment, entrepreneurial and economic opportunity in forestry. And then lastly, we had Mr. Harold Schutt, who also shared with young people about economic opportunities in renewable energy. That concluded the first day of the conference, and today we started quite early, around already 8 o'clock. The delegates were already in the conference. We had a discussion with NCRST where we spoke about the artificial intelligence and the need for new employment opportunities, rethinking. We had Dr. Lisho Mundia, the director from the Ministry of Higher Education, where he was presenting about the relevance of innovation and climate status in TVET and higher education. We had quite a number of presenters lined up. So this is really an opportunity where we have young people getting an opportunity to network and engage these industry experts, because these are our policy makers. And it doesn't help us having a conference if they are not part of the discussions, because we want to see changes made. And this is an opportunity for young people to directly engage these people.
What has the turn-up been so far at the conference, specifically just judging from yesterday, in terms of the young people?
Well, I've mentioned that we have about 28 young people from the 14 regions represented. In addition to that, we have quite a number of young people from Oshana region itself. Our target has been 250 delegates for the conference specifically, and we are just running about 220 delegates attending the conference. We are keeping the registration lines open. So young people that wants to register can still register for the conference, and we are live streaming the conference. So whoever is not able to make it through to the Ongwe Diva Trade Fair Center is encouraged to then follow through the live stream through NBC on the NBC Facebook page or on the NTA or World Skills Namibia website page.
All right. Thank you so much for being here, Ms. Newaka. All the best for the rest of the week.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, that was Katrina Newaka, and she was just giving us an overview on the skills conference that is also taking place here at the National Skills Ongwe Diva 2023. Now, continuing with the segment or with the pillar of skills conference, I now cross over to Emil Sebeb from the conference hall.
Thank you so much, Elago. We are at day 2 of the National Skills Competition here at the Ongwe Diva Trade Fair from Ongwe Diva. Every day, what happens here is there is a conference where stakeholders, key players in the industry of TVET meet to engage, share ideas on a platform where they can robustly and critically look at how this industry can be bettered. Earlier on, Dr. Lisho Mundia, Director Research and Training at the Ministry of Higher Education, gave a presentation. And when we spoke earlier, Doctor, you are saying we have a very beautiful legal frameworks and policies, but it is the implementation that is sort of like a hindrance to the advancement of this sector. Could you share some light on your presentation, what you mean by this?
Yes, no, thank you. Yes, as I was presenting, I did highlight quite a number of legal framework that exists in the country. As you would recall, of course, as a director responsible for research and innovation, our first core mandate is to create conducive environment. So we do that by creating policies and laws. And in my presentation, you would have picked that we do have quite good laws, which of course TVET is currently trading or operating on, which is in government, I would say the TVET environment is conducive. However, there are supporting law, of course, that is still a bit outdated, and of course we take account for that, and we have the process will kickstart to amend some of the laws. But quite important, what I then presented was the aspect of lack of implementation. These institutions that we have created were created to actually implement the government agenda, which is in this case the TVET agenda. Of course, TVET is supported by a number of institutions, including the Research Commission and including the NASFAF and so forth, including our universities. From that, I've highlighted that there is a need for the institutions to collaborate in order to implement the much needed aspect of TVET. Number one, the articulation of TVET into the higher education stream. It has been very slow. And we do know that we are doing well currently, but we're not doing so good because we require TVET to be upgraded. Why is that? In my presentation, you would have seen that we are doing well as a country on TVET on operational matters. But with regard to knowledge and research, it becomes very low. We are measured very low in that aspect, including TVET, which means we do not have professors, we do not have research outputs to inform our next growth. In that, it will mean we can only innovate as little in TVET because research complements your innovation aspect. It brings in the gaps, identify the gaps, and then innovators picks it up from there. And until we elevate that knowledge gap through research, we cannot grow as much as we need, because through research also you can the articulation problem could also be solved, because we would have been informed much better at what growth do we want to go. The other aspect that I've highlighted, which is much needed to alleviate the aspect or to close the gaps of lack of research and innovation, could be a solution of a research chair. We, in an academic environment, where a research chair is a highest academia position, where normally you can recruit them on your term. You can tell them how much PhDs to graduate, how many masters to graduate, how many technology transfer centers can they create, how much funding can they attract, how many conferences, how many publications, and so forth and so forth. So we are saying to the institutions to come in, collaborate, and bring that funding to actually bring the research chair. It will solve a lot of problems for the country, and we can have many if we have funding. From that angle, I think then I'm saying it's actually just for us to collaborate and then move on.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you.
Well, the policies of Namibia has been lauded internationally. Now TVET joins the chorus to say we have beautiful policies, but implementation. From Ongwediva Trade Fair, we will be back right after this.
Thank you so much, Emil. Well, that was my colleague Emil Seibeb, and they were discussing the skills conference that is also currently underway here at the National Skills Competition Ongwediva 2023, and it is being held under the theme Youth Development Empowerment, Creating Opportunities and Bridging the Unemployment Gap, a theme that really is fitted for what the country is currently facing, which are the challenges, and one that really invites the young people to come and hold conversations to better prepare their future. Now, it is almost lunchtime. Let me tell you, my colleague Selima is on standby in the cooking section to prepare us as we get into the lunch hour. Selima, it's over to you.
Yes, Elao, there is indeed some heat in the cooking station. We have been moving around, and I was tempted to ask the competitors in terms of just how it is going, because you can see them sweating. But indeed, I can see that they are just making sure that their cooking is on par. But we are just going to engage Ms. Amalia Stefanes. She's a chief expert at this station, just to give us a brief on how the competition has been going since morning. Ms. Amalia, can you briefly just tell us how it has been?
Yeah, good afternoon. We are not really sweating. They are calm. It's the second day, and then today they are preparing the regional dish. This dish has never been prepared anywhere. It's the first time it will be produced by them, and they are the first ones to produce them. So today we are rewriting the recipe books, and then it's Oshana-based pasta dish, a vegetarian dish, which will be served with an Oshana sauce. So they use the main ingredient for the pasta is the mahango meal. Yeah.
Can we taste that?
Yeah, definitely. By the end of the day, around 2:10.
I'll definitely
can come and taste.
I'll definitely come back. Maybe just some of the challenges that you have experiencing, of everything been moving so smooth.
Yeah, for the first time, or most of the skills competitions, the cooking competition, we have very little, or let me not say some challenges. Always things are going on smooth. The team is well qualified that are running the show here, so we are fine. No challenges.
Your competitors?
Yeah, they have adapted, because they are coming from all over the country, from almost like 5 or 6 regions. So they have adapted in the sunny or hot weather of Oshakati. So they are fine.
If you also say maybe some of the dishes that you'll also be engaging in during the course of the week.
Yeah, yesterday we made a cream of vegetable soup. Today is the pasta dish, and then tomorrow they are going to have a beef with vegetables and a starch. And then the last day is Friday, whereby they are going to do the desserts. Yeah.
All the best, all the best.
Thank you.
All right. Of course, that was Miss Amalia Stefanis, the chief expert at the cooking station. So, of course, we'll be moving around again and just engaging with at different workshops. And that's back to you, Alao.
Thank you so much, Selima. You know what? I'm salivating and also really in awe because I've never heard about the mahangu pasta before. That one I'm intrigued to taste, and I know I'll follow you after this so that we can go taste it together. Thank you so much to Miss Amalia for explaining that one to us. Now let's take a look at the following cooking insert.
Namibia is home to a people as precious as the diamonds hidden far beneath her rolling sands and turbulent seas. A people of beautiful diversity, a people of unwavering courage and boundless potential. We believe in unearthing this potential for the good of all Namibians. We are the Namdia Foundation. The Namdia Foundation was established in 2019 as the corporate social responsibility vehicle of Namdia, Namibia's cutting-edge diamond sales and marketing company. As such, the foundation drives Namdia's purpose to contribute to the upliftment of all Namibians by sustainably maximizing the full value of our diamonds. Since 2016, Namdia and the Namdia Foundation have invested close to 40 million Namibian dollars in various corporate social responsibility initiatives in education, health and sports, initiatives designed to transform the very social and economic fabric of our nation. Driven by our purpose to contribute to the alleviation of social and economic ills, we have, over the years, spearheaded numerous initiatives to build and support Namibian society. In 2022, we launched the Namdia Foundation Bursary Scheme, our biggest commitment yet. Through a total investment of 2.8 million Namibian dollars in 2023, the bursary scheme will enable 14 Namibians from across the country to pursue their tertiary education in various fields of study. At the Namdia Foundation, we believe in the spirit of Ubuntu, in community, solidarity, respect, dignity, and humanity for all. We believe in the potential of all Namibians.
If you are just joining us, this is the Skills Update coming to you live from Ongwe Diva, and it is for the National Skills Ongwe Diva 2023. Now, we brought you some of the competitions that are taking place here, such as mechatronics earlier, and Selima also engaged the cooking skill set, and there we know now that they are preparing a mahangu pasta for lunch. That one sounds very interesting. We are continuing with more discussions pertaining to the skills that are part of the 2023 NOCO, and right here in Ongwe Diva. Now we are going to take a look at mechanical engineering, computer aided design, shortened CAD. Now this skill is the use of computer systems to assist in the creation, modification, analysis or optimization of an engineering design. CAD software is used to increase the productivity of the designer, improve the quality of the design, improve communication through documentation, and also to create a database for manufacturing. Now, CAD output is often in the form of electronic files for print, manufacturing, documentation, or other manufacturing processes. I know what I was saying sounds very complex. That's why Emil is on standby to simplify all of that for us right there at the competition floor at the mechanical engineering skill set. Emil, it's over to you.
Thank you again, Elago. Well, like Gen Z would say, the vibe is vibing here at the Ongwe Diva Trade Fair. Slowly but surely, it's like we are reaching this peak with people flowing into the competition halls. The competitors have taken a stand together with stakeholders saying TVET is here. We are not going to be stepchildren of any other profession. We are not going to be stepchildren of any other field of study. We are here and we are as important as others. Also the sentiments that were echoed at the opening ceremony. Mechanical engineering, these are terms that we hear on TV, read in books, sometimes see on the covers of magazines. But what does it really entail? Elago just gave you a breakdown there. I have a very interesting story here. This gentleman was a competitor last year at the World Skills Africa competition in Swakopmund. He was part of those that were panicking and stressing and nervous. Now he's a whole workshop manager at the mechanical engineering stall here. How are you, Natangwe?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm all right, man. Just briefly, this is evident that skills competitions of this nature has contributed to your growth. You are now a whole workshop manager. Let's start with your experience last year. How was it?
It was the very first time that Mechanical CAD was held in Namibia. It was really tough, it was challenging. I unfortunately didn't make it to the top, however, it was a learning curve and I learned a lot, and that's why I'm here today.
You are the workshop manager here. Unfortunately or fortunately, you are going to explain to us now, you don't have competitors this year. You are just exhibiting. Why don't you have competitors, and what are you doing here?
All right, we don't have competitors this year because we don't have a chief expert and people that are willing to train the competitors in this particular skill. But we are working on that. That's why we have decided to have this demonstration, so that we can also collectively get people, individuals that are interested to sign up so that we can teach them this particular skill.
Now, what we have here is very technical, very fancy terms, but for a layperson listening outside, if I come and ask you now, what does a mechanical engineer do on a daily basis? What is this? In the most simplest and understandable terms.
It's not really the simplest thing to explain. However, we see these things in everyday life. But mechanical engineers basically come up with concepts and designs of everyday components and products that you see around us. For example, the components that you are holding, for example, right now, it's something physical, something tangible. We have cars and car parts that are well designed using these specialized softwares that allow us actually to realistically model or create or recreate these things into the computer, which we then send over to manufacturers, or for example in mining industry, for example, there are supervisors, engineers that do the plant designs, and then these plant designs are then printed down in paper and then sent down to an artisans. So in essence, design is more of like communication.
Interesting. Natangwe, if I look at you, you are not a day older than 30, probably not even 25. You have chosen this industry as a career path. Is it a rewarding industry? Is it a promising industry? Is it something that when you graduate, it'd be easy to find a job?
It is easy to find a job. Every day, they are drafts. When you study this skill, you don't need really a lot of background knowledge, but when you study this skill, you become what you call a software engineer, which means you are able to come up with concepts, and until the end of days, we will never stop making things. We will never stop coming up with new things. So whether you are the one coming up with it or somebody else, they still need somebody to visually put it in the computer for communication purposes, if I'm correct. And also, yeah, it's really easy. There will always be jobs for this type of thing.
There you have it, Natangwe, a very inspirational story. He was a competitor at the World Skills Africa competition held in Swakopmund last year. slowly moved up the ladder. Now he's a whole workshop manager, NTA and the Ministry of Higher Education, Training and Innovation, doing the most, changing lives, putting a stamp that TVET really matters and is needed in the development of our economy. We'll be back after this.
This is the National Skills Competition Ongwe Diva 2023 edition, and this is the Skills Update, where we are bringing you the update of what's actually happening on the ground here at the Ongwe Diva Trade Center. Now, we've been bringing you different skill sets and what is happening in those categories. Right now, Selima Hanok, as you can see behind me, is on standby to actually teach us a bit more about what web technology is all about as she engages the workshop manager, that is Pombili Haitamba. Selima, it's over to you.
Well, yes, we are here at the workstation of web technology. Of course, it doesn't involve so much handiwork, but the amount of concentration and also innovation that is involved can be draining in general. So I'm joined by Pombili Haitamba just to give us a brief of how it has been going since the competition started yesterday and today as well. Pombili, how is it going?
Good afternoon. Yes, since the competition started yesterday, as you can see, the competitors have been very, very busy focusing and trying to get the codes right, because web technology involves a lot of coding, and that's why you can see sometimes they are panicking, they are trying to concentrate, but overall they are they've prepared so much for this competition, and I have no doubt that they will deliver beyond expectations.
I've seen when I was walking around that some of them were just so drained and wanted to sleep and yawning as well. Is that part of the process?
Yes, it's part of the process. Coding can be so consuming. You need to really fully pay attention, and as you can see, the venue is a bit busy, so sometimes they can get distracted by the noises that is coming from the nearby workstations. But overall, coding also just requires a lot of focus, because one single code or comma that you miss in a code, the whole thing doesn't run. It will keep giving you errors until you figure out that comma or that full stop. So that's why you can see they're a little bit shaken, but they are getting there.
And we know technology can fail at times. Have you experienced any challenges in those terms?
So far, none really. Most of the software that were required for this process, for the coding process and for the designing of the website, was installed prior to the competition. So most of everything that they needed was already on there, was already set up on the stations, on their workstations. And also we have been experiencing internet problems in this particular venue, but the good thing is they are not required to use internet. They only get 5 minutes of a computer that is set up specifically for internet access. But above all, they are also actually coding offline. So no technology hiccups from here this far.
Lastly, Pompili, I always wanted a website. Can I come by so they can create one for me?
The competitors or
yes.
I think we can engage them after the competition, but overall these are just competitors and they are still getting to know how. So you want to engage an expert like me to design your yes.
All right, thank you, Pompili. That was Pompili just giving us a brief on how it has been going so far. Of course, the competition is in full swing, and that is from us from the ground. Back to you, Alao.
I also want a website now that you mentioned. It's something I didn't think of, and to think that we have experts right here at the Ongwe Diva Trade Center able to create all of this, and also seeing the competitors. I mean, I can see them in my periphery. I can see them really focused on their computer screens, and for me that is just amazing. I mean, young people, I really implore on all of you that are finding themselves close to the Ongwe Diva Trade Center within the Oshana region to make it a point to come and visit the National Skills Competition and come and see how you too can perhaps pick up a skill or be inspired to do something within the TVET sector. Now, it's been an interesting afternoon. We've had various conversations basing on the conference that's taking place here, also touching on various skill sets that are happening here, such as mechatronics, mechanical engineering, the cooking as well, where they are preparing a mahango pasta, something I personally have never seen before. We are also, Selima also just engaged someone from web technology on the jobs that they do. Now, let us take a look at the following insert as we will be back shortly to close the show.
Let's take a walk together through precious milestones lined with fear and uncertainty. You learned, you bonded, celebrating life's little victories whenever they came along. You practiced over and over and over again, pursuing perfection, persevering through hardships, never losing sight of your vision, your dream of a better world, building relationships for happily ever after, shaping a brighter future for all together. No matter your journey, we are here with you every single step of the way, because yours is a relationship worth banking on. Bank Windhoek, a member of Capricorn.
And with that, we have now come to the end of our Skills Update program. Well, now today we obviously brought you updates from the 3 pillars that are taking place here at the National Skills Competition Ongwe Diva 2023. The 3 pillars being the Skills Competition, the Skills Exhibition, as well as the Skills Conference, where various industry experts are here to discuss matters pertaining to youth development, empowerment, and also creating opportunities and bridging the unemployment gap, which is one of the challenges that Namibia faces, while the national skills have committed themselves to ensuring that they also provide solutions to some of the challenges that are faced in this country. Well, we will be back tomorrow again, bright and early in the afternoon. I'd also like to thank my designer, Sati Designs, for dressing me today, and Hannah Nangula on the makeup. Until tomorrow, it's goodbye.